Okay.
We did it.
I think we're live.
Yeah.
We're alive. We're alive and alive.
Yes.
Okay, guys, it is World Domination Tuesday with Leah and Judy.
Yes.
Has arrived once again. Yes. And today we're going to talk about phlegm. Yeah. Gunk.
Good for you. I need you to sign something first.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. Sign something first. Okay.
Judy and Rodman on the back. You're going to talk about phlegm?
We're talking about phlegm
live on Facebook. This is John, by the way.
Yeah. Do you have some phlegm today,
you have
John?
phlegm? He always has phlegm. All right. So,
phlegm. Yeah.
So first of all, I have a blog post for you with a podcast on it, so you can listen or read.
It's super insightful.
And thank you. And it has a picture, one of my favorite pictures I've found for my post. I'm always looking. I'm buying pictures, by the way, for you photographers. We don't want to steal pictures. We want to pay you for your work. So I always purchase either stock photos or take a picture myself. But this snail thing, it's cool. Isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
So you have to look on the page and see the snail, if nothing else.
Cutest snail I've ever seen. Really.
Yeah, and you're into snails, right?
You know, I'm more into slugs, but they have the same slime effect. As the snail. They're in the same family.
So what's your experience with slugs?
With slugs? Well, I grew up in a place where I grew up in Northern California in the redwood trees, and there's a lot of banana slugs in the redwood forest, which are these big slugs, and they're yellow like a banana, and sometimes they have brown spots like a really ripe banana.
If you could love a slug, then this would be the
and they're
slug
like, people love them there. It's just like a token animal of Northern California is the banana slug. But anyway.
So sometimes it feels like one of them is on your vocal cord.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what this whole thing is about.
Right.
And I definitely have issues with them, and Leah's had issues with them.
Yes.
And the post is, how do you get rid of them? What if you have an important gig and coming up and you need to know what to do about it?
Yeah.
And of course, there's spring pollen and allergies and all that all that stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
There are lots of reasons to have a lot of phlegm.
Yep.
And one of the reasons is that you're dehydrated. Did you know that?
I didn't.
You get dehydrated. When you get dehydrated, the gunk covering your vocal cords gets thick, and you don't want it too thick. You want it just thick enough, because the vibration that creates vocal sound is set up it's called a mucosal wave, by the way.
Oh, wow.
So if you have no mucus, meaning if you take over-the-counter drying medications, you can thin out that layer too much. And then your mucosal wave is like that.
So there's more on that in the blog post?
I talk about the mucosal wave there a little bit.
Cool.
But just to you've got to have a balance. You've got to have enough phlegm and not too much. So
just enough gunk.
Just enough gunk. There's lots of tips on the blog and podcast about what are the signs?
Yeah, how you can tell.
Yeah. I mean, can you tell if you've got gunk?
Yes.
Is your voice like not working?
It feels like there is like Elmer's glue all over my voice.
Yeah. How does it manifest in what you're able to do with your voice?
Well, there isn't nearly as much resonance, and my range is limited. Yeah.
Control too, right?
Yeah. I think I read a really excellent in the blog post. You had a great description. It's like singing through a wet sock. So gross and good. Yeah. But yeah, it feels like that. Kind of like singing through a wet sock. So
yeah. So I bet you've experienced that.
Yeah.
There's a cool lymph drainage, if lymph drainage could be cool, video on the blog post as well. Like Heather Wibbles is a massage therapist, and she has this video on YouTube that I got her permission to put on my post, and you can get to her site as well if you're interested in massage.
Yeah.
But it shows you how to do a lymph drainage massage on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's something you can do. I mean, you've always got your hands with you, so you can do that anywhere, in your hotel room, in the green room before the gig, or wherever you need to do it. So there's that on there. We're going to tell you a little bit about our personal experiences with phlegm. One of mine that everybody's so individual.
Yeah.
Different things cause phlegm for people and don't cause phlegm for other people. You have to kind of experiment. One thing that does it for me is chocolate. I did a radio show that was like an hour long with someone. I think it was last year. And it went great. It was a pre-taped thing, and it went great. And I felt like I sang really well and all that. And we all felt very self-satisfied at the end of it until we realized that the thing didn't record.
Oh no!
So
that's the worst.
Meanwhile, in celebrating, I had partaken of the chocolate cake. Okay, and so we had to do the whole hour over again, and that cake gave me enough phlegm to where I just, you cannot turn back the clock. But I wish we'd had the first hour rather than the second hour.
Oh man!
But yeah, just chocolate for me. So I know that right before a gig is not when I want to eat a piece of chocolate. I'll wait till after, and if it's recorded, I'll wait till after they tell me they've got it on tape.
Man, yeah, what a huge learning lesson.
Yeah. So if you, like we have had to deal with phlegm on your vocal cords, the cool thing is that what you do to make the phlegm just the right amount and not too much, not too little, also helps you with health in general too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you don't want to be like a petri dish, just have a petri dish condition on your vocal cords, waiting for the things that are flying around in the air to land and start having babies, and then you have a cold.
You'll probably have a lot less colds if you have less mucus.
Right. If you have healthy mucus.
Yeah, healthy mucus. The good gunk.
The good gunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I stopped eating dairy, I think my first year in college, that I noticed a massive decrease in the amount of phlegm and mucus I had on my vocal cords. But before that, I was eating dairy, and just to sing, I had to, for lack of better terms, hawk so many loogies. If you don't know what hawking a loogie is, well,
you might not have a problem.
Yeah. But I just to sing, man, I had to hawk so many loogies, and it was ridiculous. And then I stopped eating dairy, and my voice changed, and I haven't hawked a loogie in years. So it was that was a huge thing for me.
You wouldn't like do a milkshake right before the show?
No. Right. Definitely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, and chocolate, for a long time, I think caused some phlegm for me as well, and also oranges. Citrus, but now not as much.
Yeah, so, and different things affect different people, and affect you in different ages too. Like when I was doing a lot of club singing, I would eat ice cream between sets, and it would just cool my throat off because I didn't know enough about vocal technique to not have a hot throat. So it would just seem to soothe my throat, and it didn't cause phlegm. Now it definitely would. So you've got to find your own. There's some things that are the same for everybody. We all need enough water. Right. So almost everybody does well with a little pineapple juice in the water to degunk your cords too. But anyway, if this is of interest to you, you really want to check out this blog post and the podcast. If you're into podcasts instead, you can learn it that way. So just go to I'll put a link on the video to the blog post, and you can find it that way.
And because it's really important to educate yourself about this, because there are correct ways and incorrect ways to decrease phlegm, right?
Right.
And if you really, like, hawking those loogies all those years, it's not a good thing. It's not healthy for your voice.
Yeah.
Right. So
No,
it's
in
good
fact,
to know what to do in this
right.
situation.
You don't want to cough too hard
Right.
doing that because it's a good way to get laryngitis.
Yeah.
Coughing. And my vocal coach, Gerald Arthur, used to make me not even clear my throat. I thought I was going to drown, but he would not even let me clear my throat during vocal lessons. So, yeah, it's just important to know what to do to deal with it. So we've provided some information for you. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, you also might want to sign up to get updates for more blog posts like that we'll be telling you about. You can look above in the banner on the blog itself. You'll see a 5-page report on vocal health that you download that you can get immediate help with that way, and also get updates on when these podcasts and blog posts are coming out in my newsletter. So these hopefully helping you have to deal with less phlegm will help you dominate not only your Tuesday, but the rest of your week and weekend and month and year and life. See, we're helping you dominate the world. All right. See you next time.
Thanks,
From
guys.
Leah Grams Johnson. Oh, excuse me. I need to go drink some water. See you guys. Judy Rodman, Leah Grams Johnson. We'll see you next time.
Good to talk.